is returning. Even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. Keep the fires burning, keep the light of love and hope alive. Make safe our journey through the storm. One planet is turning circles on her path around the sun. Earth Mother is calling her children home. One planet is turning circles on her path around the sun. Earth Mother is calling her children home. Light is returning. Light is returning. Light is returning. Even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back. Hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning. Let's keep the light of hope alive. Make safe our journey through the storm. One planet is turning circles on her path around the sun. Earth Mother is calling her children home. One planet is turning circles on her path around the sun, calling all of her children to come on home. Light is returning. Even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back. Hold back the dawn. Keep the fires burning. Keep the light of love and hope alive. Make safe our journey through the storm. One planet is turning circles on her path around the sun. Earth Mother is calling her children home. One planet is turning circles on her path around the sun, calling all of her children to come on home. Light is returning. Even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. in this prayer of unity. Today is a blessing, each breath is a blessing, to be here with you, to give thanks for this sacred life. Each day is a blessing, each breath is a blessing, to be here together and rejoice in the holy name of the divine. We are united by love, belonging in love. Each day is a blessing, each breath is a prayer, to be here together, uniting and belonging to love. Each day is a blessing, each breath is a prayer, to be here together, belonging with the spirit of love. Ooh, Wakantonka, Great Spirit, sacred living light of the divine. Unshimaka, Mother Earth that gives us all we need to live in harmony and gratitude. Each day is a blessing, each breath is a prayer, to be here together, rejoicing the sacred breath of life. Oh, we call upon you, Holy Spirit, that your presence be within, abounding around, where we are ready to receive your healing light. Opening our hearts and minds to receive your blessed energy of rejuvenation and peace. Eternal blessings of life. Each day is a blessing, each breath is a prayer, to be here together, rejoicing this sacred life. Oh, we thank you, Great Spirit, great divine Mother of the sacred waters of life. Oh, healing within us. Oh,
Miss Amanda Grover.
Thank you for that beautiful invocation, Amanda. We'll hear more from Amanda later. But good morning. We're glad you're here, and welcome to Unity Columbine Spiritual Center, where, centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. And let's all stand up for our first joy song.
The love wash over us. We let it be. One more time. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace, we let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. Let the sun shine. That's it. Let the sun shine. The sun shining. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shining. The sun shining. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shining. The sun shining. One more time. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shining. The sun shining. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be.
Yay! Good morning, Columbine. There's a few of us coming up. Thank you so much for your beautiful music. Oh, good. Come on, Chloe. We got cats and all kinds of people. All right. Good. Thanks, you guys. Okay, it's spring, can you tell? It's so exciting. So today, when we go downstairs, we're going to work a little bit more on kind of who we are, who we really are. Not just who we are, but who we really are. So we'll find out who we're not, and that'll help us know who we are. How about that? So that's what we're going to be doing some of, and maybe a self-portrait, kind of figuring out who we are. And is there anything else? Oh, if there's any high school kids, we have our high school group working in the kitchen because there is going to be a taco bar after church before the annual meeting. And anyone that wants to can go help in the kitchen if you're a teenager in the congregation, which I think there's a couple. And anyways, and then afterwards is the annual meeting, so hopefully everyone will join in the food in the fellowship in Foss Hall. So I think we're good to go. You can bless us out.
We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we see the Christ you are.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long, 'cause I'm going to need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. Lean on me, let's go. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long, 'cause I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long, I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call me, call me, call me, call me. Oh yeah.
And now we're going to shift our energy for prayer and meditation with this intro music.
God in you, God in me, blessed Spirit, we are free. God in you, God in me, blessed Spirit, let it be. God in you, God in me, blessed Spirit, we are free. God in you, blessed Spirit, let it be.
Good morning. Happy New Member Sunday. I'm excited. Happy New Voting Member Sunday. I'm Tinkerbell Hansen. I'm one of the prayer chaplains. Let's set our space and get grounded. Oh, sit in your chair and feel your sits bones. I love that. Take some deep breaths. Put on a new grounding cord, and it can be made out of anything. I might do graduation caps because it's that time of year. And just release. Oh, release what you came in with. From the top of your head all the way down. Just release, release. Keep breathing. And as you release, fresh, wonderful, new energies coming up from the center of the earth. It can be sparkling water or lights or gorgeous soil if you're a gardener, coming right up and swirling around your pelvic bowl, going back down. And this is just going to go a continual loop. We can bring in source light through our seventh crown, and that can come down and swirl around as well. So, Spirit, work with us on this. Inside our body are 37 trillion cells. Trillion with a T. 37 trillion, and all these cells are specified. Liver cells make a liver, heart cell make a heart. Sex cells, funny, make human babies. And then those great stem cells, they're jack of all trades. And so there's a belongingness. These cells have a belongingness to each little group. And that's just on a cellular level. And then as we look at us walking around in our earth suits, we belong to our family of origin, where we work out a lot of karma, our neighborhood, our current families, sports groups, political groups, churches, metaphysical churches, so many different groups. And then, just to expand this, we belong to the city we live in. It belongs to us. It's ours. It's what we connect with. And our country, most of us, United States of America, good, bad, and the ugly, we love it. We belong to it. That's our country. And then the earth. Earth is where we resonate. And Earth Day, we just learned how much we love Mother Earth and we want to care for her. And then we belong to a solar system, the Milky Way. And that's our solar system. That's where we belong. That's our connection. Taking this to the logical conclusion, we're going to jump on the James Webb Infrared Telescope. And we're going back billions and billions and billions of years. And the pictures, that literally is where we really started. This is where stars are born. There's almost no words for this. So we better come back down. Let's get heart-centered, come back down, get back in our hearts. Thank goodness for these grounding cords. And belonging. We are belonging for connection, camaraderie, commitment, loyalty, heart-centeredness, fun. Never forget fun. Security, purpose, inclusion, sharing, self-esteem, love, caring, safety in numbers, blessings. We are not alone. We are part of a whole and we matter. We are God consciousness. And everything we just looked at is God consciousness. And so we end this prayer with just simply, from the depths of our soul, gratitude. And now we'll just have about 2 minutes of quiet meditation.
Blessed Spirit, we are free. God in you, God in me. Blessed Spirit, let it be.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for inviting me to be here with all of you to share in this beautiful spirit. And I was meditating on this belonging this week with all of you, well, with the facilitators. And so I'm really grateful because this week, the Great Spirit watered my inspiration through being asked to come here. And that's the most abundant gift that can be given to any of us in our lives, is that direct channel of inspiration, of artistic flow in our lives. So thank you. And I'm grateful to share this prayer. And I invite you to hum along, to sing along. We'll have the words for the bridge. And I invite you to continue this meditation of breath. Continue to envision your grounding cord. And even beginning to imagine this beautiful channel of light in the center of your being, opening up to the divine spirit. So when you breathe, you're connected to the earth and to heaven, to this beautiful channel that we are between heaven and earth. Deep within the spirit, searching for the light, to find the inner connection, so the heart can take flight. Illuminate our soul's great spirit with the memory of inner light, opening up the gates for love's destiny to ignite. Stars and the rain, may I breathe in the light and release my ancestral pain. I belong to peace. I belong to freedom. I belong to grace. I belong to integrity. I belong to compassion. I belong to equality. I belong to the light. I belong to sovereignty. I belong to forgiveness. I belong to nobility. Divinity is my name. I belong to love. Again. I belong to love. I belong to love. I belong to love. Now breathe into that. Affirm it with the breath. Healing our hearts with the mastery of source, divine emanation. Illuminate our wounds with the holy waters from above. Great Spirit, opening our mind to the plans that bring us consciousness, and vibrating our inner channel, oh, to awaken love's bliss. Oh, 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 yes. We belong to the sun, to the moon, to the stars and the rain. May we breathe in the light and release our ancestral pain. We belong to the earth, to the wind, and to the water. Life-giving force that renews the child, mother, and father. We belong to love. Now here, please join me with your hearts. And this time we'll sing we. We belong to love. We belong to peace. We belong to freedom. We belong to grace. We belong to integrity. We belong to compassion. We belong to equality. I belong to the light. We belong to sovereignty. We belong to forgiveness. We belong to nobility. Divinity is our name. We belong to love. We belong to love. We belong to love. We belong to love. And I invite you one more time to place your hands on your heart. Take a deep breath. And one more time we'll sing. We belong to love. And so may it be. Thank you.
Amanda, that was so beautiful. She had that song given to her this week. Just this week, she downloaded it from Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. So glad to have you back. So yesterday we had a beautiful memorial service here for Sigrid Farwell Ramsos. And if you were here, it just felt like she was someone who helped us all feel this sense of belonging. She's an incredible woman, and we honored her yesterday. And so I went home. When I went home, I went for a run. I needed a break between the service and then preparing for this morning. And I went for a run around Sloan's Lake, and I was almost about 3/4 of the way past, and I was starting to get a little annoyed because I always say hi to people, and people hardly ever say hi back, hardly ever. And I was just like, what is wrong with people? Why can't they just say hello? It's so hard to say hello. And most of them have what do you call earbuds, and they don't hear me saying hello. I should recognize this. But, every once in a while I get somebody like, hey, hi, how you doing? And it makes me feel so good, but not last night. Last night, everybody was in their own world with their I'm not saying it right. Earbuds. Sorry, words escaped me. Anyway, I'm about 3/4 of the way feeling kind of discouraged at the world, for lack of hellos. And I hear behind me, I hear this man say, "Are you trying to run with her?" And I kind of just look a little, and here's this little boy, and he's probably 2.5 or 3, and he's running, and he keeps looking at me, and he's smiling, and his dad's behind him trying to keep up, and said, "You're running with her." And I go, "You're running with me," and he's just smiling, like this huge smile on her, and he's laughing, and he's having so much fun. I said, "You're a really good runner," and he said, "I know." I go, "You're really fast," and he said, "I know." I said, "Well, you keep it up. You're doing really good." And the dad's trying to rein him in, bring him back to where they were having a little family thing. And he just wouldn't stop, and he's running right, and I slowed down my pace so he would be right with me. I'm like, "You're so good." And I said, I stopped to go, "You give me a high five, because I'm so proud of you." And we high five. We missed the first time. "Let's do that again." So it was so cute, and the dad's like, "Come on," and I think we're done, and so I go on my way, and he's still running with me. But that just put me on such a high. Kids, they feel like they belong everywhere. They belong. They just belong. And they're so precious. And that was just the best thing that could have happened last night while I was on this run. Because, that's not how the world is a lot of times, or it's not the way we see the world when we listen to the news or, get all caught up in all the stuff going on in the world. That I just read an article this week that we have a loneliness epidemic. There was an article that just came out this week, and it said that 1 in 2 people are feeling really lonely. 50% of people are feeling really lonely, and this was before the pandemic. This was before we felt isolated. And in the article, the Surgeon General came out, and I wanted to make sure I get the percentages right, that the risk for premature death from loneliness is about equal to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. We have a 29% increased risk of heart disease, a 32% increased risk of stroke, and a 50% increased risk of developing dementia for older adults when we're lonely, when we don't connect with others, when we don't have that sense of belonging. And young people aged 15 to 24 had a 70% less social interaction with their friends since the pandemic. There's so much loneliness. There's so much need to connect. We have this We're hardwired to want to connect with others. Having a sense of belonging is a basic human need for all of us, that we need to feel a sense of belonging. We want to create this culture of connection. We need something bigger than ourselves to belong to. We're not meant to be alone. So there's this great book. I was first introduced to this. It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. And I was first introduced it by Anne, who read a part of it and asked us one of the probing questions from the book in one of our staff meetings. And I was so intrigued with this book that I bought it. We have a couple copies in our bookstore. I bought it here. And then not long after that, Susan Landau sent me an email. I don't know if she's here. She might be watching online. She sent me an email with a link to the movie. There's a 30-minute short animated film based on this book. And it's such a beautiful book about a boy, a mole, a fox, and a horse, and how they are all different, and yet they're friends. And in the very beginning of the movie, and pretty close to the beginning of the book, the boy says, "I'm lost." I think a lot of us feel lost in our lives a lot. I think a lot of us feel that way, and so when we come into a community like this, and people are friendly and welcoming, we feel like we've come home. We hear that comment a lot, that I feel like I'm home. I feel like I belong. And the boy and the mole, all these characters represent parts of us. The boy is inquisitive. He has lots of questions. He's very curious. He wants to know about life. He wants to know about things things that he questions. And the mole is playful. The moles are playful self. The mole just wants cake. The mole's looking for cake everywhere. And then the fox comes along, and the fox has been hurt in the past, and the fox is angry at first until he starts feeling like he's welcomed. But in the beginning, he's angry because he's so hurt. His wounds are coming out. And then the horse is the biggest one, but the most gentle. You see, we all have these aspects of these characters in us. And the horse is really wise. The mole asks the boy, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And the boy says, "Kind. I want to be kind." Don't we all want to be kind? The horse, I could do a whole talk just on this book, but I got other stuff, so I'm trying to keep it a little brief. So the horse says, "I've never told anyone this," and he's telling the fox and the boy and the mole, "I have wings, but when I let my wings out, other horses get jealous." And the boy and the fox and the mole say, "We like you, we love you the way you are." And the horse lets his wings come out, and he flies them all around. And it's so beautiful, because how many times do we not let our own light shine because we don't want others to feel jealous or feel bad or not like us, or maybe they think we're boasting, when really we're just being our true, authentic selves. And that's what we're here to do, to be our true, authentic selves. The boy asked the horse, "Do you have any advice?" And the horse says, "Don't measure how valuable you are by the way you are treated. Always remember you matter, you're important, and you are loved, and you bring to this world things no one else can." No one else can. And so, not to kind of I'm kind of giving away the end of the story, but they realize that they are a family, that they belong, that they're all different. And they don't try to change each other, but they love each other just the way they are, just for who they are. And they belong, and they have this little family. And it's so sweet. I strongly encourage you to read the book. They're a little different. The book and the movie are a little different. The movie needs a journey, so they're on a journey. The book is not quite like that. But this morning I started watching a documentary on the author, Charles Mackesy, and he's a scruffy old artist, and that's how they describe him, that's how he describes himself. And it's just fascinating how this all came to be, how he just was curious about belonging, about connection. He has lots of sculptures where there are people hugging each other. The mole says in the book, you know what's better than cake? A hug. A hug. Because then we know we're connected. Then we know we belong. And so often in our lives, we probably many of you had times in your lives where you don't feel like you belong. And you try to fit in. And when we try to fit in, we're changing who we are. We're trying to be like the group. We're trying to be like everyone else instead of belonging, which is knowing our authentic selves, being our authentic selves to belong. Brene Brown talks a lot about this in Braving the Wilderness, talks about how our true selves know we belong. Our true selves already know this. But so often we just try to force ourselves to fit into groups because we want to have that sense of belonging, but we never really feel like we belong when we try to change ourselves to fit the group. She says this in that book, Braving the Wilderness. True belonging is the spiritual practice of believing in and belonging to yourself so deeply that you can share your most authentic self with the world and find sacredness in both being a part of something and standing alone in the wilderness. True belonging doesn't require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are. We need to be who we are. Be who we are. And so often we don't do that. I was reading an article of an interview of James Doty. He's a neurosurgeon. And he was talking about how in evolution humanity has evolved to need this connection, that we need each other. That most creatures in our world, their offspring, they just, they're born and then they're on their own. And in our culture, in humanity, we, 2 decades about to have our offspring before we propel them out on their own. We nurture them, we take care of them. And that we need this in our lives. We're hardwired for this. The neural pathways that are created as a result when we connect with others make us feel good. In fact, they talked about how when you're at work and you get interrupted because somebody wants to show you a picture of their new kitten or their grandchild, or they want to chat, or we can feel a little stressed and lose productivity, but what are we creating with those interruptions? Those interruptions are actually good for us. They're good for us because we feel like we belong, like we're part of something, like we're part of a group. And so James Doty talked about how when people are isolated, their whole world falls apart. They fall apart because we need each other. We need this sense of belonging. And he said, we can spend all this time alone, and alone time is good, and we can have tremendous transformation in our lives just by being on our own, just by being ourselves and turning within. But we're not going to have transcendence unless we bring it out, unless we share it, unless we're in connection with other people. And we need both. We need both the inner work and to bring it out, which is all what Unity's fifth principle is about. It's not enough to learn all this and to change our ways of thinking and broadening our perspective and increasing our belief system, but we have to bring it out in service, in volunteerism, in connection, in friendship, in partnership. Bring it all out. And that's when we have transcendence. Then we can, when we're accepting of ourselves in that way, when we're accepting who we are, because we've done this inner work and then we bring it out into the world, then we're creating something that has a lot of meaning, not only for us, but for others. Then when we can see that in ourselves, we can more likely see it in others. Unity's second principle is there's a divine spark in each one of us. So we have to know it's in us. Be authentically ourselves, as Brene Brown says, and then we can accept others the way they are, their authentic selves. And they don't have to be like us. We're not all the same. Thank goodness we're not all the same. We had our first Jodi Awareness Workshop on Thursday here in Foss Hall, and we had over 50 people in the room, and my heart was wide open for this, wide open that this many people want to expand their awareness, expand their way of thinking, be more welcoming, be more accepting of people who may not think or look or behave like we do. And during that workshop, we did an exercise with puzzles. So each table had a box of just a small puzzle, like 24 pieces. And as we were in each group, so we were supposed to put the puzzles together. And as we're putting the puzzles together, we're realizing that we have a piece here that is missing. Or we have a piece here that doesn't quite fit our particular puzzle. And then, I don't know who did it first, but some brilliant person at some table realized that somebody had mixed the pieces up in the boxes. And you had to go to the other tables. And we had to work with each other, that we had to find the pieces that belonged and then give the pieces that didn't belong to another group. And it's all good. It was all good. It was beautiful. It was a great exercise that we need each other and that each of us is a piece of the puzzle of life. And nobody is quite like us. Nobody has our beliefs, our exact belief system, our exact experience, our exact character flaws. Nobody is like us, and we're needed for the whole picture to be filled in. It was a beautiful exercise. I found this quote a couple days ago, which I thought was so appropriate to us. And it is Tim Shriver and who else? Because I don't have it. I don't remember. Anyway, in this world that we're creating together, nobody has to fit in because everybody already belongs. Unity is not the opposite of diversity. Unity requires diversity. Unity is the truth of sacred scripture. It's the truth of oral indigenous peoples. It's the truth written in our hearts that we can test in our lives when we feel separate. When we feel separate, we suffer. That's why we find happiness in belonging. We are one. No one can be left out. We were made to be together. There it is, Tim Shriver and Tom Rosher, the call to unite. That is so true of this Jodi Awareness workshops that we're offering, and here in this community, that we need all of us to make this community what it is. Everybody is welcome, everyone belongs. Today we're going to be welcoming our new voting members. They've decided to level up their commitment to Columbine. They want to be voting members here. And so we're going to be introducing them. So grateful. So are you feeling lost? Are you feeling lost? Or do you feel like you belong? Are you letting your true, authentic self out so that you can belong anywhere? That is the invitation. Be your true self. Your true self knows you belong. Your true self knows this. So let it be. Let it be. We are the face of God. We are. Namaste. Do you need this?
Thank you. Thank you for your beautiful words, deeply touch my heart. And for this feeling of belonging here. And I'm dreaming of bringing my 14-year-old daughter. Thank you each of you for walking with this prayer, being here, and then walking with it in your lives. So this prayer is, it's a prayer that we are the winds of change. And through being here, we fortify our breath so we can take it out into the world and be doers of transformation. So I offer you this prayer and thank you for allowing me to be part of it, restoring my own hope. Winds of change, winds of change, winds of change, winds of change, winds of change. I call on your force. May we breathe in your power to bring illumination across this motherland, touching all the hearts and the hands, cleaning off the stagnant soils, traditions that deplete the land, blowing in new fertile seeds, seeds for consciousness and healing, for humanity. Oh, seeds of change, seeds of change, seeds of change, seeds of change, fertilizing our hearts and minds so these seeds can deeply root, growing in beauty with nourishment for reparation to all living beings. Oh, waters of change, waters of change, waters of change, calling waters of change. Watering the words we speak, the actions from our hands. May the sacredness be renewed and connected from the blood, from the hearts to our hands. Oh, that our hearts can weave through the actions we do, the inspiration we bring to this sacred circle of life, bringing harmony, ooh, harmony, beauty, reciprocity for all living beings on the earth and in the waters and in the skies. Waters of change, seeds of change, winds of change, beliefs of change, actions of change. I call on you to birth us in co-creating this new humanity.
Amanda, I was really struck by how you took us on that journey from the winds of change and then all the way to action. That was beautiful. Thank you. Whoops. We've got a lot going on up here today. So let's begin, as we usually do, by saying our purpose statement together. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And one of the ways that we come together as a community and help to foster that sense of belonging that we've been talking about today is by sharing our financial gifts. And this is the time in our service when you are invited to do that. And then we use all of those resources for the betterment of our entire community, and not just our Columbine community, but also reaching out as well is a very big part of what we do. So this is the time, if you're in the sanctuary, that you're invited to do that. And if you do give online or any other repeated way that is not right here today, you're always invited to just place your hand over the bag as it passes by and bless what you have given and what others have given. Let's say our offering blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And while we start that, we also want to give a big wave to our online viewers. We're so thankful that you're here with us. Thank you for joining us now or later. And in case you're hungry, right after our service today, the YOU teens have put together, in case you can't smell it, a taco bar lunch for us. And there is a request for love offering. Many of you have already pre-registered. Thank you for doing that. And then these funds will be used by the YOU teens to fund their trip to Oklahoma for the rally in June, for the Unity Youth Rally. So this is a fun thing for us and a fundraising thing for them. And then afterwards, we'll regather here for our annual meeting. And Reverend Sue already referenced our practical Jody Diversity training series here, not training, excuse me, workshop. And this is, the next one will be next week, and that one will be virtual. So if you have not already been on the list for getting the details, please check your bulletin or your Thursday update, or just ask to be added to the list. On Saturday, June the 3rd, we will welcome Cody Qualls and his band, the Brand New Ancients. And I think many of you were here a month or so ago when Cody was here as our guest musician. And I learned that day that he's a Unity guy, that he's a Unity baby. Yeah, I did not know that before. So that's an extra level. We're really looking forward to that. And we do have an active committee working on that. So if you want to be part of that, please check with me afterwards. Harvesting the Gifts of Aging workshop will be June 15th through 17th. Again, all details are in your Thursday update and in the bulletin. And if not already on the website, we'll be there soon. We are coming up on our 30th anniversary. That's pretty amazing. I see some of our founding members just glowing as they think about that. And we are going, Augustus Piazza, who's up in the sound booth this morning. Thank you, Augustus. He's a filmmaker, and he is going to create a film for us. And the details, again, are in your other communications, but that will be coming soon, that you will have a chance to be filmed sharing how you feel about Columbine. And who are our prayer chaplains today? Gretchen and Lydia. Thank you so much. And they will be here after things settle down a little bit. But right now, we are going to welcome our new members. So if you're in your seat, get ready. If you're a new member, get ready to come on up. So this is a really exciting day for us when we welcome the new voting members who, as Reverend Sue referenced, have decided to really make a firmer commitment to our Columbine Spiritual Center community. And so today we would like to welcome them up and invite you to welcome them along with us. And first, would David Bianchini come up, please? Oh, Lena, would you like to come and receive it on his behalf? Thank you. And Tink Hansen, who you heard from during the welcome. And then Tink, if you would stay here. Aria Martin Ward. Is Shay here today? Okay. Yes, we will. Barbara O'Donnell Wright. Welcome. Eliza Packard. Lena Perez. And Judy Wolf. Thank you. And those who were not able to be with us today, Shay Muhonen, Kent Madsen, and Betsy Balmer, we welcome them as well. And I did want to say one other thing real quick before Steve has a beautiful song for us. these faces here, these people here, these souls here have already gotten involved in really significant ways here. So if you're not already aware of that, that's another level of gratitude for us that they have decided to become voting members. Thank you all so much.
Please join me. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. We are the face of God. We hold this in our hearts. You are a part of me. We are the face of God.
And now let's stand for our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long, 'cause I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long, 'cause I'm gonna need somebody to lean